Are you ready?
You ready?
Okay.
You ready?
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. What?
Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Rich Wheeler and Dwayne Wiggins.
Yep, we're here, ready to go.
Say hi, Dwayne.
Hello.
We are starting a new idea here. We're gonna launch a podcast, and we figured what we do is, since we've been giving you the tips of the week, instead we're gonna try also supplementing that with a podcast. We don't really want you watching the tips as you're driving to work, so this may give you a little something you can listen to on your way into the dealership.
Yeah, just a little bit of conversation. We'll try to have a little fun with it too. I'll work and no play, make Jack the dull boy type thing. So we'll see if we can have a little fun with it.
Keep it relevant, keep it current, talk about things going on in the industry, things going on out there in the world. In fact, your first topic was an interesting one. You had an idea about the Avengers.
Yeah, we are, big in pop culture right now. We got Avengers going on. They've had several different series. We just had the Endgame, which is supposed to be the last one.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
by the way.
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. So don't give up anything in the movie because
okay.
I haven't seen that one
All
yet.
right,
I
fair
did go
enough.
watch the Black Panther movie finally.
Okay, awesome.
Really good.
Very
I did
good.
enjoy the Black Panther movie.
All right, so I was kicking around the idea when you're watching all this stuff. Of course, I'm a stupid car guy, so I relate everything to the car business. I'm thinking, which one of the Avengers do you think would be the best F&I person out of the group?
Which Avenger would make the best F&I?
Now, let me quantify it for you. We're talking about...
Are they wearing their costume in the box? I mean, that's, or do they have to wear like normal work attire?
Hey, they're the Avengers.
They get to wear the costume.
They can wear whatever they want to wear.
Okay, all right, that's a big factor.
But let's keep it to the ones that were in the movie. Because, in the Marvel Universe, technically there are a lot of Avengers, so we'd have to go into Fantastic Four and other things. But let's keep it to the ones that were in the series, the movie series. Which one in Endgame do you think would be the best F&I person?
Okay, so I didn't see the Endgame yet, but I'm assuming it's kind of the same. It's that same
Avenger
line.
Yeah, the same Avenger line.
Do I get to go with Samuel L. Jackson? I mean, he's not technically an Avenger.
No, he is. Nick Fury is an Avenger. So
is he considered an Avenger?
He is.
I didn't know S.H.I.E.L.D. was part of the Avengers.
He is. He's part of the Avengers.
I don't know.
You could go Nick Fury.
I almost go with Samuel L. Jackson in every. I mean, it's like one of those scenarios where when in doubt, just choose Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, it's hard to go bad with Sam.
Hard to go wrong with him.
I was originally thinking the Hulk, right? So the Hulk, because of his strength, right? You want somebody strong in the box, somebody that is not afraid, because Hulk ain't afraid of nothing.
Nope. Very confident.
But the thing about Hulk,
in my opinion, very well.
there was two things. There was the communication issue, and there's the split personality issues. Like, you never know who would be in the box. So you'd have Hulk at one moment when all he can do is smash.
Right. It'd be very hard to type with those fingers, too.
They're like sausages. But sometimes you need that, right? So sometimes when you have that big, bold personality and that customer smash, you got to smash back.
You got to smash back.
But then I thought, well, what if you have the smash customer, but you got Banner in there?
Right.
Right. Banner's going to try to wine and dine, but Banner can't communicate with that smash customer. Same thing with Hulk. Hulk's trying to smash the person you need to communicate with. So the two personality would really kind of threw me off, the inconsistency. So I kind of, Hulk's out.
Yeah, Hulk's out. So the layup, the easy one's probably Captain America. Everybody likes him. Boy next door.
Yeah.
He's really strong. He's confident. He's smart. He's got a really cool costume. I'm telling you, costume goes a long way. Here's my problem with Captain America. So I just don't know that Captain America is aggressive enough. He's gonna, you know what I mean? I mean, like that first. I think he's gonna give up on the first no.
Well, and I think
he's gonna feel sorry for him.
But I think he's got one trick. He's got the shield.
He's pretty strong.
Well, no, he's pretty strong. That's what I'm saying. But today as we evolved, I would put Captain America about 15 years ago.
Okay.
He would have been my no-brainer 15 years ago in the F&I office. But I think F&I is a little more complex than Captain America nowadays. Yeah. It's introducing a technology. I mean, again, his technology is a shield, and it's the one trick. So, I mean, you have to have a lot of different tools that you utilize nowadays.
Who's the girl? Who's the girl that...
the Scarlet Witch?
Is that her?
Is that the one that teams up? Which girl?
She's
no,
the one,
Black Widow. You're thinking the Black Widow.
The one that Hulk had the thing, they had the kind of thing going.
No, that's the Black Widow.
Okay. I mean, hey, look, she got likability factor, she got charisma, she definitely figures out a way to kind of, dig into those places in people that kind of get what she wants out of them.
I consider Black Widow. That's a pretty good choice. I hadn't thought about her.
I mean, you know, psychology-wise, I think she might be. She's up there.
She's pretty sharp. She got skills. Okay, I'll give you Black Widow. I was thinking more about Doctor Strange, but then I thought, you know, it might be cheating to be Doctor Strange because he has the time gem. And so what he could do is he could go and predict the outcome beforehand, right?
That's not even fair.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even fair. But, you know, it's kind of like the interview is kind of like a time gem, though. You know, we get a lot of people that successfully educate that interview. It leads to that path.
Sure, you already get to see what the objection is going to be before you ever get there.
And you've seen it a million times. You already did it. So, I mean, I don't know. But I think that's just pure cheating if you just go in time and see which one it goes.
That might be cheating.
But, you know, if you want to cheat in person, use the interview. All I'm saying makes a difference.
Now, and again, I'm going to go with, you know, you talk about that new customer. What do new customers care most about?
Well,
technology.
They like using a little technology.
They like their technology. That points right to Iron Man, right? I mean, Iron Man, he's smart, he's funny, he's got the likability factor, but then he's got all the tech, right? And so most customers, when they buy a new car, they're concerned probably mostly about the tech. So, you know, you think about, okay, this guy, he knows tech backwards and forwards.
Sure.
So and I doubt very seriously he's got a service contract on that suit, for starters. Nobody's covering that suit.
I don't think that we did. We could build one enough.
But what was the guy? What was the Jarvis?
Jarvis. That's his AI.
His AI at his house. That would be cool to have a Jarvis.
Yeah. All right. So along those lines, so I'm thinking Iron Man or Black Panther for the same reasons.
Yes, Black Panther also tech.
Yeah, lots of tech.
Lots of tech, very smart.
The difference that I like,
money.
Okay, but my vote's for Black Panther just because I think sometimes Iron Man crosses that line between confidence and arrogance.
Okay. I mean, you know, I don't see it, but maybe I cross it every now and then too.
Well, you got to have a certain amount of bravado and confidence anyway.
Well, okay, yeah, and you know, Iron Man's just like super cool rich guy, whereas Black Panther, he's like a king.
Right.
He's royalty.
So
that gives you, you know.
But I think either one of those are pretty good. In fact, you know, speaking of Iron Man, you talk about service contract on the suit. Didn't you do a tip about not the hardware, but kind of like the lines of code? Didn't you do a tip of the week on that?
We did. We did one a while back. So I had read an article, and it was funny because I was actually, you know, we have service training available. And so I was actually reading some articles about the service department. And I came across this one article that was referencing why you should do diagnostics on cars when they pull on the drive. So we were trying to figure out, should we incorporate that as part of the service drive process? And so I'm reading through this article, and somewhere in the article it says that, well, you should do a diagnostics because you've got to check these 100 million lines of code.
That's crazy.
I'm a dumb front-end guy, right?
Right.
I had no clue that a car had 100 million lines of code. And so the cool thing is the article starts referencing, to try to give you like a comparison, these are some other things, and these are how many lines of code they have. So the first one they throw out at you is a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. It only has 14 million lines of code. So a car has 100 million lines of code, and a Boeing 787 Dreamliner has 14 million lines of code.
Wow.
And I fly on those quite a bit, as you do.
Right. Spend a lot of time on that plane.
I kind of almost wish it had more, you know. If my car's got 100, I want my 787 to have at least 100 or 200. So it was crazy. And so then I kept digging, and I'm like, okay, so, you know, what are all these lines of code doing in your car? Well, so then I found another article that talks about uploading and downloading information. And so your car, a connected car, today's connected cars, which have like 100 onboard computers, and they have like 100 million lines of code going through all these. Oh, by the way, it's like I'd have to go back and look at it, but it's something crazy like 1.5 miles worth of copper wire that connects all of your different components and sensors and stuff. So that's, you know, the CPU sending the code to a component, and it's telling it what to do, or telling the engine what to do, or whatever. And so all these lines of code and everything are being uploaded and downloaded to the cloud, believe it or not, on connected cars, because the manufacturer uses the information to figure out traffic patterns and safety and all this other stuff, like how to avoid collisions and wrecks. So take a while. Well, you already know because you saw the tip. But yeah, so it's 25 gigabytes of data per hour that it's uploading to the cloud. And so you put that in perspective, that's 12 HD movies per hour that your car is uploading to the cloud. And that's what all those 100 million lines of code are doing.
It's crazy. You know, I recently got a new vehicle, and you talk about the technology and stuff like that. One of the things that comes up is they give me school zone warnings. Like anywhere I'm at, it automatically uploads and downloads,
That's
and its
super
communication
cool.
tells me where the school zone is, or tells me where the speed is, the heads-up display.
So, okay, see, that brings up a good point, because my car tells me what the speed is, right? But you ever watch the signs on the side of the road and check against your car to see if they're the same?
No, I don't ever do that.
I do.
I'm going too fast.
So yeah, so I'm usually going over the speed limit. So if I'm traveling along and I'm thinking it's 75, I'm like everybody else. I'm going 82, right? You can get away with 7 miles an hour over. And then all of a sudden you pass a sign and it says 65. So my question is, like is somebody liable for that information? If I'm in a 65 mile an hour speed zone and my car told me it was 75 and I get a ticket, can I send that somewhere and get somebody to pay my ticket?
Well, I tell you what, when you get the ticket, you go to the court and see if that's a defense. If it works for you,
let you know. Yeah,
we'll
put that on our next podcast. I think I just admitted on a podcast that I speed. That's probably
yeah,
a bad idea.
hey.
That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, please. Yeah, at least you didn't describe your car.
Yeah, that's right. They don't know what I'm driving at
It's
least.
black in color, by the way.
So who else do we have? Okay, so Avengers. Who else? Because I'm thinking that there are lots more Avengers. I like me some Aquaman a lot, by the way. I just think he's kind of cool. I have no idea if he'd make a good business manager or not.
He's cool. He's got
but
the
he's
likability.
cool, right? He's got the likability factor.
I mean, he
down.
can't talk to fish, so he's got that going.
I don't think he's figuring out anything that has to do with technology. He probably doesn't care anything about
I don't really think
any sort of protection.
I don't think he really cared. He got a trident and he
Yeah.
talks to fish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he is kind of cool.
He got it going.
Who else do we have left? Okay, so then there's is Flash? Flash is a Avenger, isn't he? No,
I don't even think
Flash
Aquaman's
is
an Avenger.
No,
by
Flash
the way.
is DC.
Yeah, I think we're
Oh
going.
wait, Aquaman's DC too.
Yeah, I think you're
I think
going
we
out
just-
to.
I
You're
think
in
we
the
just went
wrong
over-
universe.
I think we just went over to the.
Well, you know
other-
what? I think let's hear from the people listening out there. You know, we got our
If
choices.
we're gonna go DC, Batman's pretty cool.
Oh no,
I mean, I'm just saying.
DC's a whole different conversation. This
It
is
is a different
Avengers.
conversation. This is
All right,
Avengers.
so let's get back to. All right, so we love to hear your thoughts on who you think would be the best Avenger. You know, you can email us if you like to. Get on our Facebook page. My email is dwiggins@afasinc.com. So that is DWIGGINS @afasinc.com. Hey, send me a quick email. Tell me who you think would be the best F&I Avenger, and tell me why you think that is. And maybe in a future podcast, we'll announce your thoughts on the Avengers and who you think would do a good job in the box.
You know, just made me think about this. So we're right up against when most manufacturers are going to be releasing their vehicles, right?
All right.
Who's got some really cool, crazy technology coming out? That's what I want to know. So the next thing is, if you guys and gals out there know about your manufacturers releasing some new cool technology, then let's start working on how we're going to use that technology for a closing tool, right?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
I mean, there's bound to be somebody comes out with something new every year. I mean, who would have thought, 5-10 years ago we would have lane departure warnings, or all the crazy stuff that we have nowadays. In fact, they don't even lane departure warnings anymore now. Like, your car won't let you change lanes. So my wife's car, literally, like, if you start to go and change lanes without putting your blinker on, it like pushes you back into the lane. And I'm like, hey man, I shouldn't have to fight with my car whether or not I want to change lanes. And yes, I just admitted also I don't use my blinker a lot.
All right.
It's fair. I mean, when you're doing 85 miles an hour, you don't have time to use your blinker, right?
Yeah. If law enforcement's watching or listening, please don't look for him on the roads.
Yeah, this is all bad stuff. But no, somebody's going to have some cool technology that's coming out that we don't know about yet. I'm trying to think, what is something recent that came out that is,
Well, accident avoidance is on that. You have 360 cameras, which are fairly new. So, when you put it in reverse, not only do you get your backup camera, but you get a 360 view above hand, and so you can see where you're at in the parking spots, which is kind of handy. They talk to each other, radar, sonar. I mean, it tells you where everybody's located, and then they communicate. I mean, it's crazy how smart cars are really, really smart.
Well, and to that point, a lot of these cars are just as connected to the internet as a laptop or a cell phone. I mean, they're using apps. They have their own Wi-Fi hub. So, I mean, a lot of that technology, obviously, when you're talking about, with that screen, we used to think is just a GPS screen. It's way more than that now. One of those things goes out. I'd be curious to see how much one of those is. That's what we need to have. We need to have email in if you think your what do you call it, a dash unit is the most expensive. I guarantee you got some units out there that they're topping the old 3,000 it used to be.
What do they call that, infotainment center or whatever they call it now?
Yeah. Now you got an infotainment center in the dash, and then some of these cars, man, they'll have 4 or 5 of them because all the kids got to have their own infotainment centers too, right?
Right.
Like our infotainment center when we were kids was we play alphabetical, just stare out the window.
Yeah.
But not now. Now they have their own little infotainment center in the back there. They can plug in consoles to whatever they want to do.
Well, you got a game.
Yeah. So guarantee you, there's some technology out there we can start talking about in service contracts.
All right, well, listeners, looks like we're out of time. We appreciate your time in listening today. Again, send us a few emails. We're looking forward to seeing what information you send in. And until next podcast, Rich, anything you want to close with?
Nope. We'll see you next time, guys.